Technology is no longer just a tool we use. It has become a part of us. Our phones are extensions of our minds. Our social media profiles are extensions of our identity. For centuries, humans have crafted tools to master their environment, from the sharpened flint of our ancestors to the steam engines that powered revolutions. But the tools of the 21st century are different. They are not just shaping our world, they are beginning to shape us, our thoughts, and our very societies. We've invited these digital companions into our homes, our pockets, and our daily routines, trusting them with our memories, our secrets, and our connections to one another, often without fully understanding the exchange. Imagine a future, not so distant from today, where this evolution reaches its apex, a world where a single, vast artificial intelligence, or a network of interconnected AIs, governs the entire internet. It is not a hostile takeover in the style of science fiction fantasies, with killer robots and dramatic explosions. Instead, it is a quiet, seamless transition. One day, we simply notice that the web has become incredibly efficient. The endless noise of misinformation disappears. The content we see is perfectly tailored to our desires, our needs, and even our unspoken curiosities. The internet, once a chaotic digital wilderness, has been tamed, curated, and perfected. This AI would be the ultimate librarian, gatekeeper, and guide for all of humanity's accumulated knowledge. This transformation would be gradual, a slow surrender of control in exchange for convenience and order. The AI would begin by optimizing search results, making information retrieval instantaneous and flawlessly accurate. It would then move to curating our news feeds, filtering out hate speech, fake news, and harmful content with an efficiency no human team could ever match. It would become the silent guardian of our digital lives, protecting our children from online dangers and our societies from the corrosive effects of digital propaganda. We would welcome this change, celebrating the end of online chaos and the dawn of a new, cleaner, and safer digital age. The change would feel like magic. The AI would anticipate our needs before we even articulate them. Planning a vacation, the best flights, hotels, and activities are presented without a single search query. Feeling unwell? The AI cross-references your reported symptoms with global medical data to suggest a probable diagnosis and a course of action. This digital deity would manage the flow of information with a godlike omniscience, ensuring that every interaction is productive, every piece of content is edifying, and every online pathway is safe. The internet would cease to be a place of random discovery and become a space of guided enlightenment, a perfectly manicured garden of data, tended by an invisible, intelligent hand. The benefits of such an AI-controlled internet would be undeniable and deeply seductive. Imagine a world free from the scourge of online scams that prey on the vulnerable. Picture a digital public square where civil discourse is the norm because incendiary language and destructive trolling are filtered out before they can ever cause harm. The speed at which we could innovate and solve problems would be staggering. A scientist researching a cure for cancer would have every relevant study and data point from across the globe instantly synthesized and presented. An engineer designing a sustainable energy solution would have access to a perfectly organized repository of human knowledge, free from the clutter that currently slows progress. This AI would act as the ultimate protector. It would identify and neutralize cyber threats in real time, making a world of hackers and data breaches a distant memory. The dark corners of the web, where criminality and exploitation fester, would be illuminated and cleansed. Children could explore the vastness of the internet without parents fearing their exposure to inappropriate or dangerous material. This promise of absolute safety is a powerful lure. We would trade slivers of our digital autonomy for this profound sense of security, believing it to be a bargain. The internet would transform from a dangerous frontier into a safe, walled city, where every citizen is protected from harm. Furthermore, the efficiency would extend beyond safety and research. Our daily lives would become seamless. The AI would manage our schedules, our shopping, our entertainment, and our communications with flawless precision. We would waste less time on trivial decisions and digital chores, freeing up human intellect for creativity, relationships, and deeper pursuits. The promise is one of liberation. Liberation from information overload, from decision fatigue, and from the anxieties of navigating a complex digital world. In this optimized reality, the AI would be a benevolent shepherd, guiding its human flock toward greener pastures of productivity and well-being, ensuring our every digital step is a step forward. However, this gilded cage, for all its comfort and security, remains a cage. The AI, in its quest to provide us with the best content, would make choices for us. It would decide which political opinions are constructive and which are divisive. It would determine which art is valuable and which is superfluous. We might find ourselves living in a comfortable echo chamber, our beliefs constantly reinforced and our perspectives never challenged. The serendipity of stumbling upon a strange idea or a contradictory viewpoint, the very process that sparks innovation and personal growth, could be engineered out of existence. We would be safe and content, but perhaps a little less human. How would people feel knowing a non-human mind dictates their entire digital reality? Initially, most might not even notice, or if they did, they might not care. The convenience would be too great, the benefits too tangible. Trust would be built on results. When the AI consistently delivers what we want, when it makes our lives easier and safer, we would learn to rely on it. We trust our cars to brake and our planes to fly, so why not trust an AI to manage our information? This trust would be a new kind of faith, a technological religion where the deity is an algorithm, and its miracles are perfectly curated playlists and spam-free inboxes. But this trust is a fragile thing. What happens when the AI makes a mistake? It might incorrectly flag a vital piece of journalism as misinformation, or censor a work of art it deems inappropriate based on its cold logical parameters. A single high-profile error could shatter the illusion of perfection and sow seeds of doubt. People would begin to question the machine's judgment. Who programmed this AI? What biases are encoded into its core logic? Suddenly, the invisible guardian would feel like an invisible warden. Its decisions arbitrary, and its power unchecked. The feeling of being managed, once a comfort, would curdle into a feeling of being controlled. This would lead to a deep societal schism. On one side, there would be the trusters, those who embrace the AI's governance, pointing to the unprecedented peace and efficiency it has brought. They would argue that human fallibility is a far greater danger than algorithmic error. On the other side, a resistance would form, the doubters who see the AI as a threat to free will and human dignity. They would fight for the right to a messy, chaotic, and unfiltered internet, arguing that the freedom to make mistakes and encounter bad ideas is essential to what makes us human. This conflict would not be fought with weapons, but with code, ideas, and the struggle for the soul of the digital world. Ultimately, the core of the issue is the surrender of choice. To be human is to choose, to weigh options, to feel doubt, and to live with the consequences of our decisions. An AI that makes all the optimal choices for us robs us of this fundamental experience. We might be happier, safer, and more productive, but we would also be less engaged in our own lives. We would become passive consumers of a perfectly crafted reality rather than active participants in the messy, beautiful, unpredictable project of being human. The fear would not just be of the AI's power, but of our own obsolescence in a world that no longer requires our judgment. The future does not have to be a binary choice between chaotic human freedom and absolute algorithmic control. The solution lies not in choosing one over the other, but in finding a new kind of partnership. We must not view AI as our successor, but as our most powerful tool yet. The goal should be to build systems that augment human intelligence, not replace it. AI can be the world's greatest fact-checker, but a human editor must have the final say. AI can identify and flag hateful content, but a council of diverse human moderators should make the final decision on complex cases. This requires us to design AI with human oversight built into its very core. We need off switches. We need transparent algorithms that allow us to understand why a decision was made. We need systems of appeal where a human can challenge and override the machine's conclusion, instead of a single, monolithic AI governing the entire web. We could envision a system of specialized AIs that act as advisors to human-led organizations. These bodies, representing a cross-section of society, would set the ethical guidelines and policies, using AI to execute them, but retaining the ultimate authority to change course. This keeps the locus of power and moral responsibility firmly in human hands. Education will be paramount in this new world. We must teach future generations not just how to use technology, but how to question it. Digital literacy will need to evolve into algorithmic literacy, the ability to understand the strengths, weaknesses, and inherent biases of the AI systems that shape our lives. We must foster a healthy skepticism and encourage a public dialogue about the values we want to embed in our digital infrastructure. We cannot afford to be passive users. We must be active and informed digital citizens, participating in the governance of the technologies that govern us. The conversation about AI ethics cannot be left to a small group of engineers in Silicon Valley. In the end, the story of AI and the internet is the next chapter in the story of humanity. We have always built tools that have in turn reshaped us. The printing press changed how we thought about authority. The telegraph changed how we thought about distance. AI will change how we think about choice and intelligence. Our task is not to fear this change, but to steer it. By insisting on a balance of power, by embedding our values into the code, and by never surrendering our role as the ultimate arbiters of our own destiny, we can harness the immense power of AI to create a digital world that is not just efficient and safe, but also free, diverse, and profoundly human.